Now, Mike Calvin has twice been a finalist for the William Hill Sports Book of the Year Awards. His books are so good, I think, because he gets up close and personal with those he is writing about, and because they trust him. That's not simply because he's an experienced and award-winning journalist. It's due to the fact that the people he interviews appreciate that he listens to what they have to say, and he's got unrivaled access to several football managers for his book called Living on the Volcano. If you think you know what it must be like to be a football manager in the Football League at any level, think again. Now, I urge you to buy Living on the Volcano, a book that benefits from thorough research and the author's consistent, beautiful way with words. I caught up with Mike Calvin at the William Hill Sports Book of the Year Awards in 2015.
One of the interesting things about the book is that it's been very widely read, thankfully, within the game.
Yes.
And a lot of the managers themselves have contacted me saying, look, yep, this is it. It's authentic, it's raw. You understand who we are now. You understand why we do it.
So well to get that much access with that many.
It's just it's a question of sometimes asking the right questions. But also, I think it's a case of when you go to someone and ask to do a book interview, they understand that a book confers a certain sense of immortality. You've got 100,000 words, you can contextualise issues. It's not the wham bam thank you ma'am of modern media relations. Insane self-belief. I think if you look at them, they've got this incurable optimism come desperation of an army which is marching towards inevitable doom into a hail of bullets. And they think, okay, there isn't a bullet been made with my name on it, but they all know actually, really, there is one. I think there is a strange profession. And why I wanted to do the book was to humanise what is really a dehumanising job. It's ineffective. Alan Irving tells a story in the book about Jim Jeffries, where Jim Jeffries was a fantastic Scottish coach, but frankly, there were times when he was out of control emotionally, and he would go around the dressing room, and he said, he'd start off and work himself up into such anger that by halfway around the dressing room, he was completely incoherent. And basically, he said, look, if you've got someone screaming at you there and spitting in your face, you're just thinking, oh, just get it over with. So it doesn't have any impact. Gary Monk's another one in the book. He said, look, when I go into a dressing room, I think there's one word, and that's balance. He's got 3 points that he wants to get across. He said, if I spend 6 of my 10 minutes screaming at someone, one, I can't address those 3 points. Secondly, how have I helped that guy? I've shown him up in front of his colleagues. He'll go out for the second half, and to try and prove me wrong, will do the same things that he's been doing wrong in the first half, out of his own desperation. He'll be fed up with me. Well, there's nothing constructive in it, and I think you've got it there, Vern, where there is definitely a generational shift, culturally, towards a much more empathetic, almost emotionally intelligent form of management.
One constant with the managers pretty much throughout your book is that they now seem to see themselves as a cross between social worker, welfare officer, counsellor. How on earth did it come to that?
Well, I think they realised the actual scope of their job, the humanity of their job. It's not just about what system do I play. Is it 4-2-3-1 or 4-4-2 or 4-3-3? It's what is the impact on the loss of form and confidence of this player's family or his background. That's where I think Fergie was so ahead of his time that, okay, he could dish out the traditional hairdryer treatment, but there was an empathy about him. He understood people. He smelt the dressing room, and I think that's really important. The younger ones I said, there's a generation between the ages of about 35, Carl Robinson at Milton Keynes, Eddie Howe, 36 at Bournemouth, up to the early 40s, people like Sean Dyche now at Burnley, Brendan Rodgers, soon to be in another job somewhere around the world, Roberto Martinez. They basically understand that their actions have consequences for people they'll never meet, i.e. the families of these players. And so they've got to have a much more rounded approach to football life.
You've got managers using Starburst statistics, GPS data, Brendan Rodgers employing clinical psychologists and neurologists. Mark Hughes, and I went on this website to see what it was all about. Mark Hughes spending his time watching a variety of lectures on a website called TED, T-E-D. Some clubs using DVDs instead of scouts. Tell me, how did Shankly, Busby, Mercer, Allison, Clough, Revie, Paisley manage without all this?
Shankly had the keys to this, used these, and understood that. He understood people. Football is a people business. Now, management is a people business. Unfortunately, it treats people abysmally. It's an unreal world in terms of numbers, but the reality of it is that they are all as disposable as empty crisp packets.